How's everyone? I don't know why I'm laughing. Sometimes we do, you know? We don't really need a reason to laugh, do we? Or to smile. I don't know who's here yet. I'm going to figure it out in just a minute. But I know there's someone here, or there will be someone here. I know that when I look at the names in just a minute, I'm going to be happy to see them. So why not smile now? Get ahead of the game. So Stitch is here, you see? Told you, got a reason to smile. And Dan is here. Dan says, Yogi time, Yogi time. It is Yogi time. What's up, Dan? How you doing? Dan putting in some serious core work, and the absolutely beautiful cat Jack is here. Says, "Hello, lovely friends. Hello, lovely cat." Cat says, "Stitchy," and Hoya Dan. Soulstar says, "Say boo boo." That would make you Yogi, though, wouldn't it? Soulstars might not use that word, but she is certainly a Yogi. I have your channel up. I'm going to dive in and check out some videos before I go to bed. So we're going to talk for an hour. I noticed two things that make me start to go laggy. Not me personally. I'm never laggy, guys. Um, is when it's too much over an hour, it starts to get a bit laggy. And if I get a lot of um, people popping up on the live streams, like the more people pop up, the more laggier it gets. I have this fixed. I will. Not on this phone, but I will have it fixed. All right. Step says number two. Own up your you too. What's up, Sniper? Oh, also, I need to check out Sniper's video on synchronicities. I will do that before bed. So I was talking to our friend Bumblebee T, and she was asking some questions about manifestation. So if anyone wants to talk about manifestation, I generally talk about it from a yogic perspective, which has a lot to do with synchronicities, synchronistically speaking, because we were just talking about that with Sniper. Dan says, being a bum, ready to go back to work. No more man being a bum. When are you going to go back to work? How's your sleep, Dan? Sniper says, hour timer started. Awesome. Hey, William. William, how was work today? Oh, you still at work? Hey, Yogi channel still at work. Man, that's a long day. Hey, Country Boy Magic, thumb up. Said hi. Appreciate that, Country Boy. You have a wonderful day too, my friend. I am overdue a visit to your channel. I'll be going there tomorrow. Send me a reminder, and I'll be there. You guys remind me. So says, you are Yogi, we are Boo Boo. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I used to love Yogi Bear as a kid. What was your favorite cartoon as a kid? Bugs Bunny was pretty cool. You know what? He was a little mean spirited, though. Why did Mickey Mouse wear pants and Donald Duck didn't? And what exactly was Goofy? Some people say Goofy was a dog, right? Goofy was a dog, then why did he walk on two legs and talk when Pluto, who was a dog, couldn't talk and walked on four legs? These are important questions we need to ask ourselves. They're not explored enough. Stephen says, hey to William. What's up, runner boy? I'm gonna be somewhere. You went to the beach today, right? So it says Yogi Boo Boo has a ring to it. It does. That should be my name of my live streams. That should be the name of my rock band, Yogi and the Boo Boos. All right. That couldn't be a rock band. That's no name for a rock band. That would be a pop band. That would be a 1960s light pop, sort of like Paul Revere and the Raiders. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Herman's Hermits, Dave Clark 5. My favorite Ren and Stimpy. Oh, that's a good one. You guys like Rick and Morty? My brother really likes Rick and Morty. Hey, Princess, the legendary princess is here. Truly legendary, by the way. Have you guys checked out her videos? Absolutely awesome. Very creative. Everything you do, my friend, is creative. Runner Boy says, this is a wise answer. Goofy was the lost link between dog and human. Gotcha. That makes sense. The nature guy is here. I'm going to start calling you the premier nature channel because even if you don't think you're there yet, I see it happening. Again, earlier conversation with a friend, she was asking about manifesting. And we were talking about visualizing. Not everyone can visualize um, acutely. Not everyone can get an image. You don't need to. As both Sissy and Cat and Jack would tell you, as Sniper would tell you, it's about the feeling more than it is about seeing. Get the feel of what you want. Don't get the feel of what you would like to have. Don't think when I have this, this is how I feel. Feel it now, happening, this moment. Cat says, things that make you go, It's the pants issue, right? I'm sorry. Trousers. Britches. Runner Boy was at the beach. So did you just hang out? Lucy says, Soul, William, Runner Boy. Hey, Lucy. Cat says, same Runner Boy. Oh, I don't think I have a high enough Q for Rick and Morty. So if we're talking cartoons across the board, of course, I still love The Simpsons. I know everyone's like, The Simpsons were never the same after season 9 or whatever. Doesn't matter. Worst episode of The Simpsons is still the best ever. But I also like King of the Hill. But right now, I think if my all-time favorite might be Bob's Burger. Brendan Sippy had the best soundtrack. Sniper says, Squirrel has great news. What's the great news, Sniper? Or it says, right near the beach, Mom. That was the worst Jamaican accent ever. Lucy says, hit a cat. Oh, yeah. Can't forget the Peanut Gang. Woodstock is my favorite. Peanut. The Yellow Bird. I'm torn between Snoopy and I'll say like Linus. I do like Woodstock. Country says, new sub. Hey, appreciate that, Country. Have a nice day. Said hi. Thanks for coming in. Let's get over there and return the favor, my friend. Do that right now. Connected, my friend. Cat says, same Runner Boy. Same Runner Boy. About Ren and Stimpy. Runner Boy's nose is bright red. Video or it's not true. Let's see that red nose. Hey, Tim. Tim, nice to see you. Appreciate you stopping in. Same too. Hey, Toy Pups. We get a peace sign from Country. Thank you, my friend. What happened? How did I fall behind in the chat so quickly? Like in an instant. Runner Boy was just watching the waves. Relaxing. Nothing like being at the ocean. Shirley says, Dan, we got to meet Billy West, the voice of Ren and Stimpy. Wow, he's the nicest man. How did that happen, Shirley? Everyone is saying hi. Cat says hi, Tim. Michael's here. Michael says, "Hey there, Yogi. Can't stay too long. Have a relaxing horror music premiere in a few minutes. Few minutes, right? Awesome. Hey, drop the link if anyone wants to go and visit." Michael says, "I still love The Simpsons as well." Awesome. Soulstar says, "I got a little elevated in my last video, and after reviewing it, decided to make it private. Lost my cool a little bit. It's okay to lose your cool. It happens." Hey, relaxing. Relaxing, it's been a bit. How are you? Michael says, "Love Bob's Burger." Yeah, me too. I haven't watched it in a couple seasons. Need to catch up. Burner Boy says, "I love eating Bob out." I mean, eating out Bob's Burgers. It says, "I was a Beavis and Butthead fan." What about South Park? Relaxing says, "Had it all." Cat says, "No, no, no, RB." Thank you, Cat. Michael says, "Ren and Stimpy is one of my first cartoons that I've ever seen." Thank you, Joe. We got, he didn't see what it was. I appreciate the jewel, though. Driving, what are you sorry for, Joe? Thank you, MK. At the comic convention at Minneapolis, Minnesota. Nice. I would have liked to have met Kevin Conroy, who was the voice of Batman. Sadly, he passed away 1 or 2 years ago. Joe says hi to everyone. Thank you, Joe. Everyone connected with Thrive and Glow with Joe. One of the most inspiring as well as motivating channels. The reason being, Joe Delaney, is one of the most inspiring and motivating people that I know. Soulstar says Woodstock didn't have to do anything spectacular to be cool. The little yellow bird could teach us a lesson about power and just being. Agreed. Hey, Soulstars, have you ever read The Tao of Pooh? It's Taoism explained through stories of Winnie the Pooh. Wonderful book. I also love Winnie the Pooh. You know what I love about the whole gang of Winnie the Pooh? Eeyore. Not always the greatest person to be around. Could be seen as pretty negative, right? Always dark. Always a dark cloud hanging over his head. You know what? Winnie, Tigger. I love Tigger, by the way. Exuberant. What was the owl's name? I don't remember the owl's name. Christopher Robbins. None of them ever said to Eeyore, "Shake it off. Think positive." No one ever told him to be anything different than he was. He was Eeyore, and that was enough. I had a talk. This was last Christmas with Toy Pups. Toy Pups. Do you remember you and I talking about the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the island of misfit toys? You know what I love about the misfit toys? Again, thanks for letting me know, MK. It wasn't that at the end of Rudolph, the toys found a home. Two things. One, the toys found each other. But that was still sad because they found each other as recluse, cast off on an island, convinced that no one would ever love them, so they needed to band together. I'm glad that the misfit toys found each other. But here's the best thing. When Rudolph and who was it? Herbie the elf, he wanted to be a dentist. Amazing that I remember this. Um, Promised that they would be back and find them homes. They did. They came back, but they didn't fix them. They didn't say you need to be fixed before we find you a home. They found them homes exactly as they were, misfit toys and all, and children loved them for what they were. That's what I loved about that. It's funny how things like that shape you because, who hasn't felt like a misfit toy? This whole channel, we are the island of misfit toys in some regards. Um, love each other for as we are. We're not broken. There's a difference between being a misfit and being broken. Sometimes, of course, we do feel broken. Sometimes, of course, I feel broken. Sniper says negative fear based thoughts create discordant vibrations, repelling the positive experiences you seek. Yes. Sissy says, I'm not so sure I have a favorite cartoon now. They're like a favorite in every category. Yeah, I agree. So it says, spring, come in like March, said Tigger. Spring comes in like March, said Tigger. Gotta love Tigger. Nature Guy says, always related to Eeyore. And they accepted him just as he was. Nature Guy says, yeah, that part always made me cry. Nature Guy says, like the island misfit toys because everyone fits in. Everyone fits in, but again, they didn't have to be fixed. They weren't misfit toys, they were unique toys. And the children who got them loved them just the way they were. What was the it wasn't a Jack in the Box, it wasn't a Bob in a Box. Simply says author A. Maline lived near the forest and was inspired by its landscape when creating the story. You guys remember? I bet you Soul Stars remembers. Um, Loggins and Messina, House on Pooh Corner. Beautiful song. Runner Boy says that once Pooh in the Woods says, well, squirrel. I'm not surprised. Did you do it at the beach? Snapper says woods in the Winnie Pooh story, also known as the 100 Acre Woods, are based on a real place called Ashton Forest in East Sussex, England. Nice. Talked about this with Cat and Jack. I can't talk about English authors without mentioning J.M. Barrie and Peter Pan. Nature Guy says, I love the Tigger song. Everyone loves a Tigger. MK says, of course, yes, I'm lagging, so sorry if I don't catch some things. That's okay. You guys know I repeat, so I'll say it again. One of says, too much sand. It's course, it gets everywhere, Yogi. Uh, probably. Soulstar says, but with Thundercats, each character has supernatural gifts, and there were what seemed like a subtle esoteric space cowboy. I don't know if I ever saw Thundercats. Space cowboy disclosure in every episode. Cat says now he's lagging. MK. We got some love from Toy Pups. Sniper says even the Pooh Stick Bridge is there too. Well, have you visited it, Sniper? Hey, Clubhouse. Corner Clubhouse says hello. Hello, my friend. And Piglet's Corner. Sorry, paying attention to my cat. I'm hoping with just the right amount of attention, with just the right amount of love, a little bit of tenderness, she will remove her claws from my leg. So far, it's not working. So look at that, guys. We are finding enlightenment in a conversation about cartoons. Kat says, so Sniper, when are you going to announce your name change? What do you got first, Sniper? Wonderboy says, do I use the poo stick like I use a stick for marshmallows on a stick? Yes, that's exactly how you use it, Wonderboy. Sniper says, I was more a Battle of the Planets than Thundercats. It was the Phoenix that did it for me. Never seen it before. You guys remember that Pink Panther cartoon? That was one cool cat. For those who are wondering, by the way, the cat did finally remove her claws from my leg. Nature Guy says, I watched Pink Panther. Runner Boy says, I remember the Pink Panther. It actually started from Peter Sellers' movie. Gotta take my supplements, guys. Peter Sellers was a detective, Inspector Clouseau. Funny movies. And I think it was the first one. Was the Pink Panther. I think the Pink Panther was a pink diamond that was stolen. Inspector Clouseau was on the case. And in the opening credits, they had the Pink Panther cartoon that we know of, which then became an actual cartoon. And Nature Guy says, Go Go Gadget Arms. I remember Go Go Gadget. Inspector Gadget. They stream back to back. All right, here's a question, guys. When you were a kid, was there anything better than a bowl of high sugar cereal and watching Saturday morning cartoons? Sniper says, well, after my reading last night of the almanac and beekeeping, I met a chap. Yep, first thing this morning, you mentioned him outside my yard. I asked if he needed any help. He said, nope, just collecting his hive. Nature Guy says, I waited all week for Saturday morning cartoons. Yes, it was that big bowl of sugary cereal. Captain Crunch Crunch Berries, my favorite by far. Nature Guy says, I love laying on the floor watching cartoons. Yep, cartoons. And then a little bit later, my brother and I would break furniture and occasionally bones by watching professional wrestling and imitating the matches. But then it was outside to play for the entire day. Soulstar says, my favorite series were boring ones like Raisin Bran and Grape Nut. No, you were just ahead of your time. Hey, Asia. Asia, how are you? Asia, how's the writing going? MK says, laughing. Cat, love you too. Nature Guy says, mine was Cocoa Pebbles. It's a little too chocolatey for me. You remember, what was it? Count Dracula and Boo Berries? You remember Captain Crunch had a peanut butter cereal for a while? Sniper says, long story short, he's 80 and he inspired by what I said about last night. And he would like to pass on his skill. He's 80 years old, passionate about passing his knowledge. Yep, you did mention that this afternoon, which is awesome. So, the name change. And when do you start? Nature Guy says, yeah, we weren't allowed a restaurant in the house. Surprisingly, my family never banned it, even after broken furniture and occasionally broken kids. Asia says, I'm good. My writing is good as well. How are you? Pretty good, Asia. Looking forward to you sending me something sometime soon. If you ever want to drop a link for something that you wrote, if you ever want to put it up on Medium and drop a link, you know you're free to do so here. Hey, our friend Asia is a wonderful writer. He wrote something, this was several months ago, on forgiveness. She wrote something, I'm sorry, on forgiveness, and absolutely beautiful. And I've read it several times. A nature guy says, I spent a lot of time outside, probably why I still love cartoons, still love outdoors. Sorry. I agreed. So did we. And I grew up in a beautiful area. I grew up here. I'm actually in the house that I grew up in. I've always loved Columbia. Oh, so that's going to be the name? Sniper the Beekeeper? I like that. Sniper the Beekeeper, of course. So exciting. Cat couldn't wait. She was excited. She could not wait. Um, Aperist. So is that what we're going to have? Hey, Leo. Lion, my friend. It has been a while. How are you? So nice to see you. Where have you been and how have you been? Answer that in any way. Leo says, Lion says, love you, sir. No homo. Understood. I love you too. Lion and I go back a bit, well over a year. Hey, Selena. Fina says, good morning, Yogi Eric. Hello, everyone. He says, I'm blessed. I found a job, keeping me busy, playing football. Three awesome things. In the busyness of your life, you took the time to stop in and visit an old friend. Man, I really appreciate that, Lion. Family and stuff. So everything's well, right? Lion says, God bless everyone in the chat. God bless you too. If you want, you still have my email address. Send me an email and catch me up. Leo says, Eric helped me a lot without him knowing. Thank you for saying that. I remember our convers. Says I appreciate you. I remember our conversations well. The Reinhardt's channel is here. Hello, my friend. Nice to see you. Cena says Dundee with a wave. Diane says thanks, man. You're welcome. You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you for your hey. Thank you for your support early on in my channel. When I was unsure of a lot of things, if I could get monetized, if it was worth pursuing, if I could make a difference for anyone whatsoever, um, you were an early supporter. Leo says, everyone enjoying the weather. I am, even though it's not great weather. I don't mind getting out and walking in the rain. As I mentioned this morning, though, my only issue is it's harder to see certain things. I did see a deer this morning. I did see a bunny. Um, I did not see the beaver that I was hoping for. Let's see. We got a message held for reveal. It's always always funny. Let's see. Leo says, "You have man." What do you mean, Leo? It's hot in London for once. Yeah, I heard that it was pretty hot. You guys are having a bit of a heat wave. Early for a heat wave for you. Sniper says, uh, Apiomancer. If I keep saying it, I'll stumble upon a correct pronunciation. I won't remember. Blending apis, Latin for bee, with mancer, one who douses. I know you like that. Implying someone who understands the hidden language and signs of the bees of the hive. I've always loved beekeepers. Always loved bees. Theo says, I've never seen a beaver in my life. Um, I got a couple videos on my page. Awesome animals. Hey, Song Ahead. Song Ahead saying hi to the Reinhardts. Reinhardt says, just subscribe, Song Ahead. The Reinhardt channel. Thank you very much. We got some love from Toy Pups. Theo says, how's the training going? Training is going excellent. I am doing less burpees. Still do them every day, but I'm doing mainly kettlebells. The burpees now are just in between or warm up. Cena says, haven't seen Bumblebee T in a while. Hope she's okay. She is going through some stuff. She was in Sunday night. I think she was in Saturday night. Had a good time, actually. I did talk to her this evening. She sends love, and she said if anyone asks about her, to let you know that she's just going through some stuff. Reinhardt says, how's your day going, Brother Eric? It's going well. It's wet. Steady rain all through the day. I think for the next 2 days, it's going to be this way. Deborah says she was in my last live last night, seen it till 2:30 a.m. She left early. Leo says, nice. Leo says, keeping our prayers. Thank you, Leo. Much appreciated. MK says, hi to Toy Pups. Snapper saying hi to Toy Pups in the Reinhardt channel. Reinhardt says, thank you for the sub, Leo. Toy Pups says, Yogi is funny. Maybe in an understated way. Leo says, all good. What's up with you, Toy Pups? You want to come up and say hi? Cat and Jack, you want to come up and say hi? So, what's the official name of your channel, Sniper? Reinhardt says, thank you, Toy Pups. Leo says, put up a like, guys. Thank you. Much appreciated. We got 20 thumbs up. MK says, B was here yesterday. Yesterday? I know she was here. It's Sunday. Toy Pup says, my iron is super low. My supplements are not working, so I'm sleeping a lot. Hey, Toy Pups, do you eat spinach? Spinach is very good for iron. It says, Squirrel, yeah, that must have been during my live stream because you and I went live at the same time. Very funny. Theo says, have you seen The Beekeeper, guys? Which one, Leo? Reinhardt says double tap the screen. Thank you, the Reinhardts. Kale. Yep, kale is high. All leafy greens. Kale, spinach. I have kale every day. Lisa says, "If you get that fixed soon, laboratory pups." Can you get a higher dosage? Lisa says, mixed with vitamin C. Thank you. Oh, the beekeeper with Jason Stratham. No, I haven't seen that. I like Jason Stratham though. Always good action. Flip Up says, I love spinach. Ate a lot. I'm just weirdly still low always. Vitamin C helps the absorption, right? Sniper says, yep. So Sniper, did I miss it? What's the actual name of the channel gonna be? Hey Sharebear. Sharebear says, passing through. Have a blessed night, everyone. Sharebear, how are you? It's nice to see you. Sharebear is a wonderful channel, wonderful support channel. My next step is iron shots, but I'd rather not. I'm good at maintaining my pie health. Leah says, does he snipe squirrels? Actually, he does. Sniper says, Leo, have you seen Nikita? It was a good movie. That was a good TV show, too. Sniper says, only the naughty ones. Gray, I hope. Is there a reason why we dislike gray more than reds? I like them all. I like squirrels. Squirrels will always give me something to film. You just gotta put the camera on them, and they're gonna do something funny. They're gonna do something amazing, something acrobatic. They're gonna be squirrels, you know. Oh, they killed the red? I didn't know that. Hey, Mohammed. Ham said, hello, my friend Yogi. All friends here. Mohammed, how are you? How is your beautiful mom? Oh, so they kill red squirrels. I didn't know that. We don't, in this area, we don't have a lot of red squirrels. Yeah, I remember you saying that, Sniper, that the grays were introduced and are invasive because they carry a pox that kills the reds. Leah says, Azam Malcolms. They also eat the acorns raw, unlike the reds. How do the reds eat them? Leah says, didn't know that. Squirrel knows his stuff. So the reds will go where there are pine trees, Scotland. You guys ever seen a flying squirrel before? They're pretty amazing. It says when they are ripe, brown Eric. Oh, got you. Got you. MK says the iron content of spinach was actually overstated by a factor of 10. It still has iron, but nothing insane. Got you. Interesting. How about kale? Dan says my buddy caught a squirrel eating mouse brain one winter. Zombie squirrels. That's how it begins, guys. It's a sure sign of the apocalypse. Is there anything more frightening than zombie squirrels? Dan, you're gonna give me nightmares now. Fat source survival. Leo says rabies. Sniper says I had a rat jump out of a tree at me. Wow. It was the last thing it did. I wonder why it jumped out at you. My stepchild had rats as pets. It did not exactly care for it. Amazing animals, though. Very affectionate, very intelligent. I just, I don't know. You guys know I know about, I feel about them little hands, man. Animals should not have little human hands. None of them. Changes everything. Can you imagine if dolphins had little human hands? We wouldn't want to swim with dolphins anymore. We'd be freaked out by dolphins. Um, sorry. Um, I'm just laughing at dolphins. Not specifically. Dolphins aren't to be laughed at. Did you know though? Um, dolphins, their fins actually have a thumb in the fin. I have my own theory about that. They decided not. See, it also says not just dolphins, but chimeras. That I didn't know. So I think we know dolphins are intelligent, but I think we underestimate exactly how intelligent. They came up from the beach, and they had that option. They had the opposable thumb. They could have manipulated things. They could have manipulated the world to suit their purposes. Is there any greater purpose than being a dolphin? Not if you ask me. They had the good sense. They had that superior, the higher intelligence. No, they had everything they needed. They didn't need to manipulate the land. They didn't need that thumb. They needed their home. They gave up the thumb, went back to the ocean. Do you guys know the stoned ape theory? I bet you Sniper knows. I bet you Dan knows. Rats are tricky to get rid of. If you have infested, I had a bad problem once, had a poison. I'm sorry to hear that. I see them in the woods every once in a while. Then he says over here, the black ones are invasive, reds are native. Leo says, nah. Sissy says, slow to mill. Mohammed, I hope all is well with you, my friend. I hope your mom is doing well. Please send my love. There you go. Dan says the monkeys ate shrooms. Interesting theory. Explains a lot, doesn't it? Leo says, guys, I'm gone. Peace out. You too, my friend. Leo, thank you so much for coming in. Hey, Dean. Dean, my friend, how are you? Blessings, Eric. Let's mod you up right away. Guys, you want to go to an extremely interesting channel? Dean White, Blind Visionaries? Blind Visioneer. I apologize. Cooking, home maintenance projects. Let's see. This also says, thanks, Mo. I will turn the gesture if I haven't already. Oh, I meant laughing at the chimeras. Multi-species hybrid. Gotcha. You ever heard of a tanuki? Tanuki. I believe that's what it's called. Look it up and see what they're famous for. This also says, blessed day to you, Leo. Dan says, not a big fan of Darwin evolution theory. Why haven't monkeys evolved? They are still monkeys. There's an actual explanation for that. But I like the stoned ape theory. Let's see. Hey, Teddy. Just stopped by to say hi. Good to see you this morning. I think I've been a little late on the door the past few days, and I missed you. So I walked by Teddy this morning, and I had on my rain jacket and my poncho, and Teddy walking in shorts and a tank top, big smile on her face, soaking wet. I definitely felt overdressed. It was great seeing you this morning. I have not seen the beaver in several days. Fortunately, I have several saved up videos. MK says my mom is terrified of them though. Oh, the rats. I like them. I just don't want them around. Dean says, thank you for the yucca. You're welcome, my friend. Easier if you want to reach out to anyone and easier for them to reach out to you. I hope everyone connects with Dean. Speaking of which, is everyone here connected to Teddy? Teddy says, I saw it yesterday. Did you? Teddy says, soaking wet, the best. The best was that you were soaking wet and you had a smile on your face. That was the best. All right. I'm glad that you saw it yesterday. I'm wondering if we're going to see baby beavers, though. MK says their fins are full on skinny fingered witch hands, but they have meat grown over to become fins. You have their fingers. It's amazing. Dolphins have fingers. PC says, so to Muhammad. Teddy says, hey. Hey, Jeff. Jeff says, hi, brother. Nice to see you. Reinhardt says, just subscribe, Teddy. Nice. You'll love the channel. Her running affirmations from her book, which is always nearby. Right here, guys. My life gets better every day. 365 affirmations. Today's the 13th, right? I believe in myself. Let's read the whole thing, guys. You know what separates successful people from those who struggle consistently? Just the belief. The belief that it is possible. The belief that they deserve it. The belief that they can, capital CAN, do it. You are smart enough. You know enough. You are good enough. And if all you're reading this, you're lucky enough to live in this incredible time where literally anything is possible and there are unlisted free resources available to you. The only thing standing in the way is, yes, you guessed it, your belief, capital belief. Remember, it's possible to have a dream and not also, remember, it's impossible to have a dream and also not have the ability to make it come true. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. You can, capital can, really love Petty. Powerful message. Wonderful way to start your day. Positive, powerful affirmation. Hey, Teddy, do you want to drop a link where people can order your book? Comment says hi to Jeff. Dan says the theory is animals adapt to environment over time, but there isn't much evidence to that. You don't think so? Sniper says, Sub Teddy, let's get you to 50. That's the plan, Sniper. Thanks. Reinhardt says, you're welcome, Teddy. Thank you as well. Reinhardt's channel. Our family loves Eric. We always have him on the big screen. He inspires our family. Thank you so much for that. A little nervous being on the big screen. Hey, Willa. Willa says, just popped in. Did I email you? I'm just struggling. Sorry, can't exactly say at the moment. Not in the right place. Sorry, but keep being amazing. All love to you, Willow. I will check the email in just a little bit, my friend. Teddy says, thank you. It's on Amazon. And that is Teddy Hicks, Teddey. You see it right there. My life gets better every day. Daily affirmations to create joy, improve relationships, and live your life. Live your very best. Abundant life. Thank you, Teddy. Reinhardt says you always are. I appreciate that. Cheyenne, how are you? Hey, Rob. My life gets better every day, Rob. Hope everyone picks up a copy. We share DNA with apes, whatever made us, use the animals as ingredients. Hey, do you like the possibility of the stone ape theory? William says, finally done. I got to run to the store. Now take care, everyone. You too, William. It's a long day. Hey, Hunter. Hunter's here and says, hey, Jeff and Squirrel. Hey, Reinhardt and Eric. Nice to see you, Will. Glad everyone has made some connections. I'm glad everyone is reaching out to our friend Teddy. Where is Teddy, by the way? Subscriber wise, she's at 31. Guys, she needs 19 more subs. She could do some live streams every day. She has a video from her book, reading it and talking about it. She lives in a beautiful neighborhood, by the way. Ask me how I know. I mentioned before, I grew up here. I absolutely love it. I stayed local. Milk and I had an apartment up the street, and then rented the townhouse next door, and then bought a house right down the street. Then after my divorce, came back to be a caregiver for my parents. And now my brother and I, we own the home. But I think we need to go back farther than thousands of years. How did we get lucky enough to eat that magic mushroom? Teddy says, best neighborhood and neighbors. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. I love Colombia. Um, growing up in Colombia in the 70s and 80s, it was a magical place. Sniper says, 10-minute time, Eric. All right, I'm going to hold myself to it today. We're going to sign off in about 10-ish minutes. It'll give me an hour live stream. It'll get me to bed a little bit early. I do want to watch a few videos. I want to watch Sniper's video, Synchronicities. I want to head over to Soul Stars. Nathan Hamlin is here, always coming through for people. Says, "Gotcha, Teddy." So, what do you think about the stoned ape theory, Dan? Jan says, "Poor man's Jim, I subbed." Oh, Ethan, Eric, you sound like Graham Hancock. What book of his do I have? Oh, his book, Supernatural, sitting here on my bookshelf. Michael says, "Hey there, Hunter. New circle's on the way. I think misspelled your last name the first time." Jeff says, "Nathan, I've subbed to you." China sub to Teddy. Nice, guys. Thank you so much. Rob Hutchins said, "Hi, Rob. Thanks for being here." All right, we're at 33. 17 more to go, guys. I'd love to see a Teddy Hicks live stream. Teddy says, "Thank you all so much." Jeff is sub to Cheyenne. Sniper says, "Let's go back further than what we can see as recorded, 6,000 years." Hey, Lucy, we got some more unicorn vibes. Definitely stoned. Let's see. Hunter says, "Hey to Teddy." Jeff sub to Lucy. Dan says, "It's interesting, but still, if you give the girl a psychosil, he won't invent any tools." They actually use tools, though. Dean says, "I don't think we have anything to do with apes." Interesting. Of course, we shared what 99 point something DNA with apes. Sue says, "Yogi and Jeff." Hey, Sue. Nice to see you. MK says, "Well, we have pretty good evidence going back a few billion years, 100 billion years." Foreman says, "Shared DNA with apes is real, but I don't buy the evolution. There's more to it." I guess I just got a phone call. Connecticut. I only know one person in Connecticut, and that's Eric Lapointe, and it's not him calling. We have more genetics with a banana. Don't get me started on evolving from bananas, Sniper. I have my own theories on that. You don't want to hear my stone banana theory. He says, "I've been getting a lot of videos of adult squirrels teaching the young how to do things I've never seen before." Wow. I was talking about squirrels earlier, Sue. They're just so much fun to film because you never know what they're going to do. Hey, Delilah. Thanks for coming in. Delilah says, "Hello, everyone." Hey, guys. If you go up above, you'll see a link for our friend Teddy Hicks. She was only stopping in, so she might not be here. If anyone's here not subscribed to Teddy, we're hoping to get her to 50 soon. So she can do some live streaming. Need 17 more. Delilah, let's see, Gina Leckman vlog. Thank you. Hey, Delilah, if you ever want to drop a link for someone, feel free. And I appreciate the like. Thank you. That goes for any of you guys. If you have a link for a video you want us to see, a workout that you did, a live stream coming up, if you have a link for a friend, just go ahead and drop it, guys. MK says, "Plenty of animals use tools." Absolutely. Shirley says, I know what they're going to do. They're going to eat my birdseed. Yep, that's a given. That is a given. I worked at a nature store for a number of years, and we sold bird feeders. And, we had bird feeders that said 100% squirrel proof. And whenever someone would buy it, I'd be like, it's not 100%. There's no such thing as 100% squirrel proof. Nothing is squirrel proof. If it has food and a squirrel wants it, it'll find a way in. Format says a stick could be considered a tool, I guess. You've never seen a monkey use an abacus before? I was going to say calculator. For some reason, abacus just struck me as funnier. Steppa says Shirley and chili flakes. Birds eat around them, unlike the squirrels that grab. So it works, Sue? Sue says that's where I've been doing that for years to keep squirrels out of my plants. Squirrel has made, or I'm sorry, Sue has made yoga squirrels famous. Well, it says, hey to Sue. Shirley, how are you? Hey, has anyone seen Reaper today? I wonder how he's feeling after his big reps yesterday. Well, it says, hey, nature guy. Hey, speaking of big channels, everyone subscribed to Nature Guy yet? Dan says, okay, towards a material like a rock and a stone to make a hammer. Hey, you've seen the videos of squirrels, or not squirrels, crows, that will drop nuts at traffic lights. Cars will run over them, and then they time the lights, knowing when it's going to be red, so they swoop down and get them. How's that for using a tool? We're doing all the work. Do you ever think that our entire existence, the only reason we evolved, the only reason we're here, is to break open nuts for crows? That's it. Prove me wrong, guys. Prove me wrong. Shirley says this video is just heart grabbing from our burpee friend Gilbert. Thank you, Shirley. Bring that up right now. Oh, the cat. I heard Gilbert talking about this. Thank you for dropping that. All right, where are we? Phyllis says, very fast. Can you do a quick breath work? I really need it. We can. Definitely. Let me get caught up real quick, and then we're going to be on it. Reaper worked out for like 10 hours yesterday. Yeah, he did. I'm wondering how his recovery is. The most burpees that I know of by 2. I was there cheering on Lee Hazard. I don't know if you guys remember Lee. Still around, doesn't do a ton of burpees anymore. Spends a lot of time in the gym. But he was one of the originals, one of the burpee originals. New Year's 3 years ago, he did 2,500. And I dropped that in Reaper's chat, and Buddha said, well, then he's going to have to do 2,502, which he did. Poor man says, yeah, I've seen crows solve complex puzzles. Squid also. Squid are incredible. Squid, octopuses. MK says, well, squirrels actually clip sticks into hooks and use it to fish maggots or grubs and other insects. I'm telling you, we're just here to support the crows. All right, guys, I'm going to bow out of the chat for a minute. We're going to do some breath work. Yeah, I heard that about sea otters, MK. Sniper says, why do you think a wizard would own a raven? All crows and rooks come from the raven family. Ninja Guy says, yeah, humans de-evolved wolves when they domesticated them. And that, my friends, is how we got toy poodles. But in their hearts, toy poodles believe that they are wolves. Who am I to argue with a toy poodle? All right, Willow. We are going to do triangle breathing. Breathing in for 4, using the ha breath. Exhaling for 4, using the ha breath, holding the breath on the out breath for a count of 4. So we're breathing a triangle. Breathing up for 4, breathing down for 4, holding for 4. We're going to do 10 rounds. Yeah, all dogs think they're wolves when they're protecting their pack, protecting their people. Let me know if you got that, Willow. I will demonstrate very quickly. Willow is ready. I'm going to do a quick demonstration. Breathing in, breathing out, hold. 10 rounds. So, Willow, anyone else who would like to join in, it's called the triangle breath. If you close your eyes, bring a gentle focus to your breath. Notice however you're breathing right now and make a shift. Start breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. Thank you, Dean. Easily introduce that ha sound to the breath. We're literally making a mouth close as we breathe in through the nose, as we exhale through the nose. Our next breath, we're going to breathe in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. Last breath for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Keep your eyes shut. Let go of the breath completely. Allow yourself to be breathed. Put your attention right between the eyebrows, very lightly. Just notice. Just notice. Listen to any sounds that you might hear close by, and then expand that listening to any sounds that you might hear further away, maybe even outside of your house. Just listen. No judgment, no concern, no need to label. Just notice. Listening, listening. Bring that same awareness down to your chest area. You can put your hands on your chest if you want. See if you can feel your heart beating, even faintly. And just consider that the same intelligence, the same energy that is causing your heart to beat right now is causing the sun to shine, ocean tides to ebb and flow, the earth to turn. It's the same intelligence. Bring that intelligence down to your belly, hands on your belly, and drop your head down. Drop your head down, eyes still closed, face towards your belly. And just feel your hands expanding as you breathe in, falling back as you breathe out. This is a Qigong meditation. It's called sinking down. We are turning our attention from our sights to our listening, heart center, down to the belly. Belly pushing the hands out slightly, and just breathe lightly into the belly. When you're ready, lift your head, open your eyes. I will see you in the chat. Namaste. We got some love from Toy Pups. Thank you. Dan says, have Dan some time. Yogi, we can discuss the evolution sometime. Definitely. Definitely, Dan. It would be awesome. MK, it says, and chihuahuas are all the attitude and energy of a wolf condensed down by a factor of 20 to 40. Agreed. My stepchild has a long hair chihuahua. Sweetest little puppy. Well, says, thank you so much, Yogi. I needed that so much. You're welcome. So that was a little bit of as I mentioned, a Qigong meditation called sinking downwards. And Nature Guy says, thank you, Yogi. I like learning these breathing exercises. I'm glad to hear that, Nature Guy. I appreciate hearing that. And the same invitation for anyone. For whatever reason you need to do some breath work, just let me know. All right, guys, I'm going to head off. My goal was an hour, and we're an hour and 15 minutes. No lagging at all. which I'm happy about. Thank you for the hearts, Lucy. Nature Guy says, I'd love to learn more of them. Hey, Nature Guy, are you on any other social media? Are you on Facebook by any chance? If anyone ever wants to do some individual breath work, let me know. I'm friends with many of you already on Facebook, some on Instagram. I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram. Zipper says, MK, the Persians know how to breed a mastiff with a lion, creating dogs that would only fight elephants, used in battlefield. Nature Guy says, have a good night, everyone. You too, Nature Guy. Keep up the good work. Your channel is doing awesome. I'm not surprised. Hey, Nature Guy, if you want, look me up. My Facebook link, I believe, is on my channel, my homepage. You double check. It is. So if you go right below on the description, you'll see links, Facebook, memberships, my books, my blog. Speaking of which, if you guys want to, if you don't mind, check out my writing. I write every single morning. I've kept my blog for 20, probably 24 years, thereabouts. You also get to see the wonderful people that are featured on my channel. Good friends, people that I absolutely love and care about. The newest edition for this month of May, Burpee Reaper, because he's the Burpee Reaper, and because he has supported me forever, before he even did videos. All right, that's it for me, guys. Thank you guys says I'll send back to anyone who subscribed and comments to me. All right, Toy Pups can give you my Facebook link. Gotcha. I will ask her for it. Hey, Nature Guy, I see your effort on your channel. And not just effort, I'm seeing your creativity grow. I'm seeing you do things that are uniquely you, and it's awesome. Full support. MK says, sure, squirrel laughing. I don't think MK believes you. All right. So, guys, send in love. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's a fun talk. We covered a lot of stuff. I mean, come on. We've settled on the best breakfast cereals and the best Saturday morning cartoons. Can it get any more important than that? I don't think so. We debunked the entire theory of evolution. So on the fence about the stoned apes, and we realized that dolphins have fingers, they just don't want them. And that crows are the superior species, have been manipulating us all along just to crack nuts on their behalf. I'm okay with that. If that's my Dharma, if my Dharma is to be a nutcracker for a krill, perfectly okay. I can think of no better way to spend this lifetime. So, guys, I love you.